from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We do have an update to a story we first brought you over the weekend. A video appearing to show Ogden police officers hitting a man they have on the ground.
Actually, tonight we are starting with a home in Woods Cross that is sinking. You can see that home right here in this video. Details are limited at this time, but we are continuing to look into what is happening. We do have a crew on scene. You can see the mounds of dirt there. You can also see an excavator on site. Our reporter there, Elena Castro, she has actually done an interview with that homeowner. This is a live look right now, and we're going to be hearing more from them in the coming minutes.
Okay, now turning to the update with the Great Salt Lake. Utah Water Conservancy Group now sending millions of gallons of water into the lake every day.
ABC4's Annika Johns joining us live from the Great Salt Lake with a look at what's happening there. Annika.
Emily, Glenn, the Central Utah Water Conservancy District is sending about 50 million gallons of water through a series of pipelines and aqueducts that are heading towards the Jordan River that will then directly put the water into the Great Salt Lake. This is what 50 million gallons of water looks like heading towards the lake. Water Conservancy experts announced earlier today their plan to keep this water flowing until levels in the Deer Creek Reservoir decrease. They want to prepare for more runoff that's expected to come, but also to aid in filling up the Great Salt Lake.
We understand, we all know the Great Salt Lake is extremely low. Even though it's come up a little bit this winter, getting additional water to the Great Salt Lake will benefit everyone.
To put 50 million gallons of water into a different perspective, that large amount of water will fill 100 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And they're expected this large amount of water to flow through every day for the next several weeks. Reporting live from the Great Salt Lake, Annika Johns, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Annika. And a weather alert tonight. Alta still getting snow. Yesterday, the resort hitting more than 900 inches for the year, which more than doubles what Alta got last year. Now, unfortunately, this record-breaking snowpack is a little late for skiers. It was still a great year, but this stuff they won't be able to be on because the resort closed for the season on Sunday.
All right, but with this crazy new total, let's head over and check in with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy. And you were saying this is likely going to happen last night, Alana.
Yeah, the 900 Club. We knew this storm system would come in and drop off additional snow. Alta was just so close. At 10 o'clock last night, 3 inches away, and we jumped above that. Now, we do have some storms still out there, starting to clear on the eastern side of the state. Live view of Moab, where you can see some storm clouds over the Red Rock. We do see those temperatures in the 50s. We're running below average statewide today because of the front that came through. Storm tracker radar shows you how we've got those lingering showers in and around Grant County, Uinta County, and over towards Green River. But those will be a thing of the past. This wraparound moisture will start to calm down as this upper level low heads over to the east. We say so long, see you later. But it made an indent when it comes to precipitation. 7/10 of rain in Murray. That's a healthy amount there. More than ½ an inch in Collinston, Sandy. In that same arena, Salt Lake, pretty close to ½ an inch. 4/10 in Richmond, so Cache Valley doing well. And over 1/4 of an inch in Oakley. Point of the mountains of Wasatch Back doing great. Bountiful, Kaysville at 2/10, and more than 1/10 down there in American Fork. So Utah County tapping into this. We knew active skies in northern Utah would linger into today. It's been gloomy in some parts, but we know the moisture has been terrain driven. It's going to start to calm down and dry out heading into tonight. It's chilly. Have you stepped out? Still in the 40s in Salt Lake. I felt like it was a little cold. Typically this time of year, we are in the low 60s, but we are below that today. 71 in St. George, 10 degrees cooler than where they were yesterday. The temperatures, though, they're on the climb. I will explain why and how high that mercury goes coming up in my full forecast in just a few moments. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
Lana, thank you. We have an update now to a story we first brought you over the weekend, a video appearing to show Ogden police officers hitting a man they have on the ground. ABC4's Northern Utah correspondent Cade Gardner is live tonight.
Yeah, so we'll send it out to you, Cade.
Police say officers were justified in their use of force, but an attorney representing the man says otherwise.
I don't want to make accusations until, the police comes out with their story.
Keaton Fuller shot this footage on his phone Saturday evening on Washington Boulevard in Ogden. It appears to show officers hitting a person who they have on the ground.
If you already, have them down for about 5 guys on top of them, it's like, I just didn't see the necessary for that aggressiveness.
Ogden police now releasing body cam footage, offering their side of the story.
Our society has a lot of issues now with mental health and drug addiction, and a lot of times officers are the ones that are always in front of those situations trying to resolve those problems. And situations can turn ugly, and unfortunately our officers were in a bad situation. And I hope our officers or this individual doesn't have to deal with that again.
Chief of Police Eric Young says 30-year-old Sean Sims was walking down Washington Boulevard in the street when an officer tried to stop him. Young says Sims ran. The officers gave him orders to stop. He refused and made a gesture with his hand to make the officers believe he had a gun. Officers then forced him to the ground. His hands were under his stomach. Believing he still had a gun, officers punched and tased him until he removed his hands, allowing them to cuff him.
And they can't beat him to a pulp. He may be blind for life because of this. It's grossly excessive force. It's unconstitutional.
Robert Sykes represents Sims. He says he will be filing a case against the police shortly and is working with Sims' mother.
This is very heartbreaking. All of it is very heartbreaking. I'm worried about my son's vision. I'm not worried about the case. I just want to see justice served.
Chief Young says once officers had Sims in custody, they learned he had no weapons on him, but he was under the influence of many drugs, which he is on probation for after being arrested in a similar incident in March. Reporting from Ogden, Cade Garner, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Cade. Well, in an update, we now know the name of the man shot and killed by West Jordan police early Saturday morning. Officers say they suspected 30-year-old Michael Kenneth Lee of breaking into cars near 3200 Jordan Line Parkway. Well, when they contacted him, they say the two officers and Lee started shooting at each other. Police do not say who shot first. Lee died at the scene. One officer was shot in the leg. They say he has a criminal history. West Valley Police now investigating the case.
In a Boise courtroom today, we're seeing dramatic new testimony in the murder trial of Lori Valodeba, Lori's sister Summer, taking the stand today. Prosecutors playing the audio of a phone call between Summer and Lori on the day Summer discovered her niece and nephew, Tylee and JJ, were dead. Summer was heard confronting Lori about why she was not told sooner, saying in part, quote, "They deserve a proper burial with family that loves them in the least." According to East Idaho News, this phone call made people in the courtroom cry. Summer also expressing some concerns about her sister's religious beliefs after she married Chad. Make sure to stick with ABC4 News for continuing coverage of the Daybell trial. We'll bring you the very latest developments from inside the courtroom, both here on air and online, abc4.com.
And in a traffic alert, drivers in parts of Utah had to account for an icy commute this morning. Utah Highway Patrol responding to a couple crashes. This one happened in Wasatch County on US 40. A fuel truck slid off the road and jackknifed. You can see the other half of it, the background behind the red truck. And another crash caused by slick roads. This one in Spanish Fork, the Spanish Fork Canyon. The semi hit an SUV and slid off the embankment there. UHP looking into other factors of these crashes. They're reportedly only minor injuries.
Still ahead, a swift water rescue. How search and rescue teams are already training to save people caught in fast-moving floodwaters. It's tonight's Behind the Badge.
And we've seen active skies on the eastern side of the state. That's a live view of Castleton Rock over in Moab, clearing those storm clouds. We're going to start to dry out. We'll talk about the weather pattern, what to expect, and why those flooding concerns are top of mind in Utah's most accurate forecast.